Imagine selling $1, $500 to $3,000 monthly retainers, without recording a single podcast episode, without editing, and without spending hours on content creation. Sounds crazy? Today I'm reviewing a tool that turns anyone into a podcast authority in minutes, and agencies are already cashing in. PodGorilla is honestly one of the smartest authority as a service tools I've seen this year. It turns written content into 10 to 15-minute podcasts using AI in your voice or your clients. And the wild part? Business owners are desperate for this kind of authority content. If you're a freelancer, agency owner, creator, or anyone trying to stand out, this is a serious opportunity. So here's what PodGorilla actually is. It's a cloud-based AI system that takes blogs, notes, PDFs, or even YouTube links and turns them into full podcast episodes with natural AI voices. You can even clone your own voice or your client's voice. It's made for beginners who want authority content without recording, agencies looking for a high-ticket service, coaches, consultants, lawyers, dentists, creators, anyone who wants influence, affiliates who want fast content without writing or filming. And it solves the biggest objection in the podcast industry. Podcasting takes too long. I don't want to record. I don't know how to edit. PodGorilla removes all of that. The tool literally does everything.
Hey, it's Ajlal, and in this video, I'm going to show you how incredibly easy it is to use PodGorilla and create good podcasts with it. Now, the first step, of course, is to go ahead and add a podcast. So let's go and do that. Now, you can really create a podcast about anything that you'd like. Let's say I want to go with something like agentic AI. Now, this is going to be the name of my podcast. I can, of course, add an intro and outro as well that I can create within PodGorilla and, implement it into my podcast. So this will then introduce and, have an outro on my podcast in every single episode that I create with it. But for now, I'm just going to leave that and move on and select my speakers. Now, by default, we have quite a few speakers in here for you that you can use across different niches. So, they have different kinds of expertise. And on top of that, you can also clone your own voice and add yourself in as a speaker too. Right now, I'm just going to say, go ahead with one of the speakers that we have in here already. And then I can ask AI to write a description about this podcast. So let's say I want this podcast to be about agentic AI and its applications in business, or to be specific, online business. So let's go ahead and send this to AI. It's going to take a few seconds, and then it's going to write me the description for this podcast. And this particular step is kind of important because it helps us, understand what the entire podcast is about. So when we go on to generate episodes for it, it has this particular context. And there we have our, podcast description. So it has the core theme and purpose, the target audience, the episode structure, tone and style, speaker dynamics, common discussion topics, USP, and preferred output for our AI engine. Now, of course, you can go ahead and make any changes that you'd like in here, but I'm just gonna submit this and go in and actually start creating the first episode for it. All right, our podcast is now created. Let's go ahead and create our first episode. I'll just call this, say, in 2025. I'll just give it a catchy name, and then I can invite any guests that I would like into this particular podcast. So these could again be from our list of speakers, or it could be your own speakers that you can add into PodGorilla as well. So let's just say I'm gonna invite this person as a guest to my podcast, and then there are three main ways that I can use to create podcasts. First of them is that I can enter a custom topic. Then I could also use a video URL from YouTube or Vimeo. And what this does is it basically takes the captions or subtitles of those videos and converts them into a podcast script. And then lastly, I can also submit a page URL for a blog, for example, and convert that into a podcast as well. For now, I'm just gonna stick with a custom topic, and I'm just gonna type in the same topic that that I have in my episode name, and then I can select from our templates on the structure of how I want the podcast to be. Let's say I want it to be educational, and I can also change the tone. I'm just gonna stick with casual for now, and then I can click submit. You can also define the ethnicity of the people that you have on your podcast, and that way it would basically tailor a few words and accents according to that particular ethnicity. All right, now that our episode has been generated, let's go ahead and view it. And you can go ahead and basically take a look at the entire script that has been generated for you. And once you're satisfied with it, you can go ahead and create voices of the entire episode, or you can even individually do that. You can also add in your own lines and all for a particular speaker. So for example, you want to add a text line, you could do that, and then you can assign the speaker of your choice from the speakers that are available in this particular episode. I'm just gonna remove this one for now. And by the way, you can also add advertisements that you can build within PodGorilla into this particular podcast as well. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to go ahead and generate the audios. So as you can see, it's going to now start generating all the 23 voices for the dialogues that we have here. So let's give it a minute, and I'm going to come back once this is done. All right, it's almost done here. Just one last voice left.
Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Agentic AI. I'm your host, Devlin Ash, and today we're diving into a topic that's literally reshaping the business landscape as we know it. I'm thrilled to have a very special.
So as you can see, our audio is now ready, and I can go ahead and already download the MP3 file. Or, if I want to make any changes, I can still go ahead and do that, add any dialogues that I want or advertisement and all. And then once I'm satisfied with it, I just have to save it. And now I can go ahead and also start publishing this onto any of my podcast shows that I have on tools like Spotify or SoundCloud or anything similar, even Apple iTunes. And to do that, all you have to do is create an RSS feed. So you can basically automatically add every single episode that you have on the feed URL. And you can submit this into Spotify, SoundCloud, Apple iTunes and all. And it's gonna keep on updating every single time you add an episode, and it's gonna automatically publish it to your Spotify account. Then you can also generate a cover image. So I'll just say and you can even upload your own image as well, but I'm just gonna use AI to generate a cover for now. And the cover image is ready, so I can attach it directly to the podcast. And there you have it, right? And then you can also convert this podcast into a video in just a few clicks. So you navigate to the My Video section, and in here you just click on Create New Video. It's going to ask you a few details. So the first thing that you want to do is give your video a name, and then you select the podcast that you have created. It's going to retrieve all the episodes. So you select the one that you want to create the video for, and then it performs checks to ensure it has the audio and the subtitles files. When it does have that, you can go and select your template. So let's say I want to create a horizontal short horizontal podcast, and it's gonna retrieve the template and it's gonna use that. So you can click on the next button, and as you can see, it has initiated the progress, and we can navigate back to the video page, And as you can see, it's in process right now. So I'm going to pause this here and I'm going to come back once this is done. All right, the video is rendered. So let's go ahead and check it out.
Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Agent.
Now, as you can see here, we have our podcast title, the name of the episode, an animation that shows when the person is speaking. Then we have the image of the speaking person in color, and the person and the guest or the other person that's not currently speaking is grayed out for
Decade.
the sake of better visual effects.
I'm your host.
Looking forward to our conversation about agent.
And now, as you can see, when she starts speaking, her image is colored and the other person's grayed out.
Take AI. It's such a revolutionary time for businesses, isn't it?
Hey everyone.
So yeah, that's how it works.
Stop. What if you could charge clients $500, $1,500, and even $2,000 per month for work that takes you less than 20 minutes? Imagine walking into any business and saying this: I can create a professional podcast series for your business in your voice using content you already have without you recording a single word. And I will have 12 episodes ready to publish next week. All of this is now possible because we have created something that makes it incredibly easy to position yourself as the go-to authority expert in your market using the proven power of podcast authority building. We call it PodGorilla. PodGorilla is a simple but powerful system of turning any business into a podcast authority without them ever recording, editing, or even speaking a single word, and charging premium rates for it. Because here's a fact: if you're not offering authority building services, you're leaving massive money on the table, and you're stuck competing with dozens of other agencies on price. In fact, I'm about to show you how the podcast authority service can transform your agency income without technical skills, recording equipment, or even knowing anything about audio production, and how you can start landing $500 to $2,000 in monthly retainers in just 3 simple steps, even if you've never created a podcast before. Here's the truth: if you're tired of failure, struggling to differentiate yourself from competitors, or feeling like you're working harder for less money, then it is time to make it. And I'm sure you've tried it all: social media management, blog writing, SEO services, even paid ads, but nothing commands premium pricing. You're delivering results, but clients still see you as just another service provider. Here's why. Business owners don't want more social media posts. They want authority. They want to be seen as the expert in their industry. They want influence that actually generates leads. You know what builds that kind of authority? Podcasts. Professional podcasts that position them as industry leaders. Listen to these numbers: $30.8 billion market value today, 584 million listeners in 2025, 27% annual growth rate, projected to hit $131 billion by 2030. That is explosive growth. But here's where things get serious. While everyone knows podcasts build authority, recording, editing, and publishing is a nightmare. That's why businesses desperately want podcasts, but they don't want to do the work. And that is your golden opportunity. Smart agencies have discovered the secret: authority as a service. While most agencies fight over $300 social media retainers, smart operators like you have discovered something bigger. They stopped selling services, they started selling authority. And the beautiful part is that clients see the value immediately. Within weeks, they're getting calls from people who heard their podcast. That's not just basic marketing, that's authority building. And authority always pays premium prices. Just look at what businesses are desperately paying for right now. These are real jobs posted in the last 30 days. Podcast production for business authority building with a $2,500 budget. Create 12 podcast episodes for dental practice, $5,000 budget. Monthly podcast creation for law firm, $1,800 a month retainer. Turn blog content into professional podcasts, $200 per episode. AI voice podcast creation service, $500 per episode. The problem is that every single one of these jobs requires technical skills most agencies don't have. Now here's your advantage. PodGorilla makes you the expert instantly. What if I told you that you could create a professional podcast series for any business in their actual voice without them recording a single word? Again, in just 3 simple steps. With PodGorilla, it is as simple as this. Step 1. You upload their blog articles, their notes or documents, or paste YouTube video URLs for inspiration. PodGorilla analyzes everything and understands their expertise. Step 2. Select podcast style. You can do interview, educational, or storytelling podcasts. You can choose voice characteristics. Our AI generates complete 10 to 15 minute episodes with natural conversation flow that sounds completely authentic. Step 3. Export professional MP3 files. Publish to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all major platforms. Create video versions for YouTube authority. Total time, about 10 minutes to create, what normally takes agencies weeks. Now the thing is, traditional podcast creation is in fact a nightmare. Hours of recording sessions, complex editing software, hiring expensive production teams. All of that time wasted just to create a single episode. Here's the painful truth. Without the right tools, offering professional podcast services feels impossible until now, which makes PodGorilla a game changer. In minutes, you can have a complete podcast series ready to publish, positioning your clients as industry authorities and commanding premium. Here are 9 ways in which PodGorilla transforms you into the highest paid agency in your market. Number 1, you can turn existing content into podcast authority. You can transform clients' blogs, documents, and notes into professional podcast series. No recording required. Instant authority positioning. Number 2, you can deploy AI voices that sound like your clients. You can upload a voice sample and PodGorilla creates unlimited content in their exact voice. Clients love hearing themselves sound professional. Number 3, generate 10 to 15 minute episodes in minutes. While competitors spend weeks on single episodes, you're delivering a complete series. Speed becomes your competitive advantage. Number 4, you can scale multiple clients simultaneously. You can manage podcasts for dentists, lawyers, consultants, and coaches from one dashboard. Each client thinks they're your only priority. Number 5, you can charge premium authority building rates. You can position services as authority development, not content creation. Clients pay more for influence than for blog posts. Number 6, create video podcasts for YouTube authority. Turn audio into professional video podcasts with avatars and subtitles. Double your service value instantly. Number 7, build recurring revenue through podcast series. Monthly retainers for ongoing podcast series. Predictable income that grows every month. Number 8, deliver measurable authority results. You can show clients podcast analytics, listener growth, and authority metrics. Results they can't get from social media posts. And number 9, you can become the go-to AI expert in your market. So while others learn AI tools, you are already establishing authority expertise. First mover advantage in every market. When you're selling authority instead of social media posts, clients happily pay premium rates. And today, we want to help you sell authority without breaking your bank. Today, not only will you get access to PodGorilla, but we're also including full commercial license rights so you can create unlimited podcasts for unlimited clients and keep 100% of the profits. Just imagine this, landing just 3 to 5 clients at $500 to $1,500 per month. That's $1,500 to $7,500 in monthly recurring revenue for work that takes you less than an hour per client. So here's everything you're getting today in the complete PodGorilla authority system. You're getting the PodGorilla platform, which helps you build unlimited authority projects. This is valued at $19.97. You're getting professional voice synthesis through 11 Labs, which is valued at $497. You're getting video podcast creation system valued at $297. Complete series management dashboard valued at $206. Done for you client outreach list for 100 niches, which is valued at $97. Pre-built authority offer template valued at $397. 30-minute AI podcast framework valued at $197. Done for you podcast branding kit valued at $147. The total real-world value of everything is about $4,776. The regular price is $997 on webinars. But here's the best part. This tool is not going to be available at the price that you see on the page forever. To celebrate PodGorilla's official launch, we're giving early authority experts full access at a one-time discounted rate. This is not a trial or stripped-down version. With this, you get full access to every authority building tool, commercial agency rights included, no subscriptions or hidden fees. Once the launch window closes, this opportunity will disappear. And here's what makes this a complete no-brainer. Try PodGorilla completely risk-free for 14 days. Create your first client's authority podcast series. Deploy the complete system. See the results for yourself. If PodGorilla doesn't help you position yourself as the authority expert and start generating premium retainers, we will refund every penny, no questions asked. What this means for you is that you can try the complete authority system risk-free, you can create professional podcasts for real clients, you can test the premium pricing model, and you can keep all the training material and bonuses and every money that you make with this. Look, this is a proven authority building system, and if for any reason it doesn't work for you, you risk absolutely nothing. So you've got two choices. You can continue struggling with the outdated methods, competing on price with dozens of other agencies for $300 retainers, or you can take advantage of PodGorilla's AI-powered system to offer authority building services that command $500 to $2,000 a month in retainers. Look, here's the reality. The window to position yourself as the authority expert is closing fast. Every week, more agencies discover the authority building opportunity. The early movers who establish themselves as authority experts will own their markets. This isn't just about getting a new tool, this is about market positioning. The agencies who start building authority reputations today will be the established experts when everyone else figures this all out. So don't be the agency that wishes they had started earlier. The clock is ticking. Your exclusive authority expert launch access is slipping away. So make sure you grab your spot now before the price increases. Ready to charge premium rates, build recurring revenue, and become untouchable in your market? Click the button below and claim your access to PodGorilla today. Set up your authority as a service agency today and start landing premium retainers in the next 48 hours. PodGorilla is the future of agency services. Do not miss out. The authority revolution, your only choice is, will you lead it or watch from the sidelines? Get instant access to PodGorilla today for a low one-time investment.